coming to a clear understanding that there is no real case for neutrality between the East and West anymore. Finland is a steady part of the West and is now taking this, I wouldn't say last step, but a very, very decisive step.
Well, joining us now is Heidi Hautala, Vice President of the European Parliament and Finnish MEP for the Green Party. Heidi, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon from Brussels.
Just to tell my listeners, why does Finland want to join NATO and to join NATO fast?
Well, there's been some drama in the air today with the president's and prime minister's announcements that Finland will now take this step. And it's up to the parliament to ratify this and take the final decisions, I think, latest Monday. But in fact, it is not so dramatic because Finland has, as Jamie Shea has explained, is a very sort of, he said, super partner of the NATO already. So Finland knows NATO in and out, so does Sweden, I believe. So this is a logical, I would say, conclusion of a long journey to join Western organizations from the shadow of the former Soviet Union and now, of course, for 30 years, Russia, coming to a clear understanding that there is no real case for neutrality between the East and West anymore. Finland is a steady part of the West and is now taking this, I wouldn't say last step, but a very, very decisive step.
Mm. And as part of your calculation, obviously you're looking at what's happening in Ukraine. Do you fear that Russia may at some point make aggressive overtures towards Finland?
What has changed the mindset of people in Finland, which is very documented very well now, and you can feel it in every street corner when you talk to almost anybody, is that we have a neighbor that doesn't respect any borders, does not feel limits in its aggressions. So the 24th of February was a real, I would say, a final wake-up call. We could have seen this before, but I would say that very few people really believed that Russia would make a fully fledged attack against a neighboring country, Ukraine. So we are not Ukraine. We've never been a part of the, let's say, what they call Ruski Mir, the Russian sphere, even if we were over 100 years a part of the Russian Tsar's empire until 1917. But yes, there's of course concern that a neighbor that knows no limits is unpredictable. And yes, it's best that now Finland will join NATO as a full member.
And what is your expectation if Russia was to launch any sort of retaliation attack before you have become a full member of NATO? Is your expectation that NATO would step in to protect you?
Well, the Finnish diplomats have been intensely talking to NATO members about a possible protection in case of such aggression. And Finland has got a lot of support to these requests, and so has Sweden. The latest we saw, of course, was Prime Minister Johnson's visit to Stockholm and Helsinki yesterday, where this kind of political statements were published and agreements signed. But there is also other kind of risks than purely military. I think Finland has been developing a certain awareness on a possible, let's say, cyber attacks, which could paralyze parts of our society. I think we are very well prepared. And of course, the information propaganda influence could still be possible, some sort of scary threats. Well, we've seen some today. They're not really new, but this is to scare people, and Finland should just stick to its choice now.
Well, Heidi, it's been really interesting speaking with you. Thanks very much for your time this afternoon. That's Heidi Hautala, Vice President of the European Parliament and Finnish MEP for the Green Party.